Welcome to Stoicism Labs, where ancient philosophy becomes modern therapy. Here, we turn chaos into clarity, pain into purpose, and questions into quiet strength. This is not motivation, this is alignment. This is Stoicism, reimagined for now. Let's begin. In an increasingly volatile world, where humanitarian crises unfold daily across Gaza, Ukraine, Yemen, and other conflict zones, we are compelled to ask, how can individuals endure unimaginable suffering and still retain their dignity, agency, and hope? How can we, as observers, participants, or global citizens, remain morally grounded amid such overwhelming pain? The ancient philosophy of Stoicism, born in the chaos of Hellenistic Greece and refined by Roman emperors, offers not just reflection but a roadmap for resilience. Far from a relic of the past, Stoicism remains a deeply relevant and practical framework for individuals and societies confronting both personal and collective catastrophe. This essay explores how Stoic principles, rooted in self-control, moral clarity, and acceptance, offer guidance amid contemporary humanitarian disasters. By analyzing key Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, and juxtaposing their teachings with lived realities in Gaza, Ukraine, and Yemen, we reveal how Stoicism serves as both personal armor and moral compass in an age of crisis. Blank. 1. The essence of Stoicism, roots and core ideas. Origins and evolution. Stoicism was founded in the 3rd century BCE in Athens by Zeno of Citium, later refined by thinkers such as Cleanthes, Chrysippus, and in its Roman phase, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Born in times of political instability, Stoicism developed as a response to chaos, not through withdrawal, but through rational, ethical engagement with the world. Central tenets. Stoicism is built upon 4 cardinal virtues. 1. Wisdom, seeing the world clearly and acting with reason. 2. Courage, not the absence of fear, but moral endurance. 3. Justice, acting fairly and treating others with dignity. 4. Temperance, mastering one's desires and impulses. A central Stoic insight is the dichotomy of control, the understanding that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This distinction is more than philosophical, it is the cornerstone of emotional resilience. It is not things that trouble us, but our judgments about them. Epictetus. 2. Contemporary humanitarian crises. Gaza, Ukraine, Yemen. Gaza. The Gaza Strip has become synonymous with human suffering. Decades of conflict between Israel and Palestinian groups, punctuated by airstrikes, blockades, and political impasse, have created one of the world's most dire humanitarian situations. Civilians suffer from extreme shortages of clean water, electricity, medical supplies, and basic freedoms. Schools double as shelters, and hospitals struggle without anesthesia. Ukraine. Since the Russian invasion in 2022, Ukraine has become a living theater of both heroism and horror. Millions have fled their homes. Cities have been reduced to rubble, and lives are lost daily. Yet amid the destruction, Ukrainians continue to resist, rebuild, and reaffirm their identity. Their courage speaks not only to national pride, but to the human spirit under siege. Yemen. Yemen's civil war, one of the most underreported catastrophes, has plunged the country into widespread famine, disease, and social collapse. Children die from preventable illnesses. The healthcare system is barely functional. The blockade of ports has turned basic goods into luxuries. Yet even in such devastation, people survive, and in many cases, help one another survive. 3. Stoicism in crisis, from theory to lived experience. Internal control in external chaos. In war-torn zones, people cannot choose the bombs that fall or the borders that close, but they can choose how to face them. The mother who sings lullabies to her child in a Gaza bomb shelter. The Ukrainian teacher who continues her online classes amid sirens. The Yemeni doctor who stays at his hospital despite shortages and shelling. These people embody Epictetus's creed, that freedom lies in the mind, not in circumstance. Moral courage amid fear. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote his meditations during war and plague. He did not shy away from pain. Instead, he taught that one must stand up straight, not be held up. In conflict zones today, courage is not abstract, it is cooking for neighbors, protecting strangers, and holding on to ideals when the world crumbles around you. Justice and service. Seneca's Stoicism urged service to others. No man can live happily who regards himself alone. He wrote, humanitarian workers, volunteers, and local citizens who risk their lives for others, distributing food, offering shelter, or simply listening, are modern Stoics in action. Their actions affirm that justice is not merely political, it is personal and practical. 4. Stoicism for the outsider, from indifference to ethical engagement. In times of crisis, those outside the affected zones often experience a mix of helplessness, guilt, and detachment. The sheer scale of suffering in Gaza, Ukraine, or Yemen can overwhelm the human capacity for empathy. A constant stream of headlines and videos creates emotional fatigue. Some tune out, others reduce suffering to statistics. Many feel powerless. Stoicism provides a corrective to both apathy and despair. Contrary to popular misconceptions, Stoicism does not encourage emotional suppression or moral disengagement. Instead, it asks us to clarify what is within our power, and act decisively within those limits. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus. The Stoic is called not to pity, but to compassion in action. Even if we cannot stop wars or famine ourselves, we can support humanitarian organizations with donations, time, or advocacy, educate ourselves on the roots of conflicts to counter misinformation, cultivate compassion in daily life by being patient, generous, and fair in our relationships, resist cynicism, which corrodes the will to act. By focusing on agency rather than scope, Stoicism makes morality possible and sustainable. It restores the value of small acts done with great integrity. Blank_blank. 5. Stoicism is a global ethical framework. In a world rife with polarizations, political, religious, cultural, Stoicism offers a common ethical language rooted in shared human dignity. Though born in ancient Greece, its teachings transcend time and geography. Today, Stoic ethics can guide both individuals and institutions in fostering resilience, empathy, and accountability, education, teaching inner strength. Introducing Stoic principles in schools and universities can equip young people with tools to manage anxiety, disappointment, and pressure. In a digital world of comparison and performance, Stoicism teaches self-mastery over self-image. Students learn to accept failure as part of growth, to respond to injustice with thoughtful action rather than blind rage, to ground their worth in virtue, not validation. Leadership, power rooted in reason. Stoicism offers a model for ethical leadership, exemplified by Marcus Aurelius. Leaders in politics, business, and civil society can benefit from clear thinking under pressure, integrity over popularity, long-term vision over short-term gain. A Stoic leader listens, reflects, and acts in service, not ego. Public discourse, civility and compassion. In polarized debates, Stoicism encourages constructive dialogue. It urges us to seek truth rather than victory, and to remember that opponents are not enemies, but fellow humans struggling with fear, anger, and confusion, just like us. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? Marcus Aurelius. Blank_blank. 6. Conclusion. Dignity in the darkest hours. Stoicism does not deny suffering, it confronts it with clarity and courage. In Gaza, Ukraine, and Yemen, people live through situations that defy comprehension. And yet, even there, we witness extraordinary strength, not just survival, but resilience with meaning. Whether it's a mother cooking with rations, a child studying under fire, or a doctor operating without electricity, these are not just acts of endurance. They are moral triumphs that echo Stoic virtues: courage, temperance, wisdom, and justice. For those of us in safer spaces, Stoicism calls us not to look away, nor to wallow in guilt, but to engage, with humility, with agency, and with responsibility. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. In this spirit, the Stoic response to modern humanitarian crisis is not silence or stoicism as mere stoicness. It is moral clarity paired with action, a way of being human, with grace, even when the world seems inhumane. If this spoke to something deep in you, don't just scroll away. Subscribe to Stoicism Labs, where we don't chase comfort, we choose clarity. Each week, we share Stoic reflections, quiet truths, and tools for inner strength. Join the practice, join the philosophy, join the lab. Your next breakthrough may be just one idea away.